So Les Miles is a pimp. That's what I got out of all this. You don't know who Les Miles is. Les Miles is the head football coach of the LSU Tigers football team, former head coach of Oklahoma State football team. And what I got out of this entire thing, as far as Oklahoma State and all these things that are happening right now, and none of which they can be punished over, because there's a time span that you can punish someone for things, and they're out of that frame. Surprisingly, they just figured this out. If it's been going on since 2000, figured it out. Uh, but throughout this time, Les Miles and the college and boosters, they've been paying students, as there's been pay for play performance. You know, you do good, I'll give you a little extra money. That is, uh, let's be real. That's no different from a scholarship. People get their scholarships. Uh, it goes up and down depending on how you play the year before, anyway. So, who really gives a shit? That's the same difference. For me, it is. Tutors doing the homework for the students. That's not a big surprise. Do you want your school to win? Yes. So what do? You do the homework for them. People do that all the time. People have been doing that since fucking elementary school. You know, you find your guy, you find the girl that you like, or other girls that really like you. You ask them to do your work. It's not that big of a deal. People do it all the time. Uh, Girls or guys, they'll have the friends do it, or you might pay somebody to do your homework for you, or you have a friend that had an old paper. They'll give you their paper, you just change a little bit, and then bam, new paper, you did it. Hooray. So that's not really anything that I really care about anyway. uh Looking away from recreational drug use. Les Miles, Les Miles. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody who knows Les Miles, uh, being that he had Tyrann Mathieu on his team a few years ago at LSU. He went to rehab after being uh, in trouble for drug use multiple times. He didn't get put in rehab by the coach. He got put in rehab by his dad. The coach wanted him to play the following year. His dad said, "No, you're going to rehab this year. You're going to get your shit together so that maybe you can have a shot at the NFL," which is proven to be really good for him because he's been doing quite well. I mean, it's only been 1 week, but as far as preseason goes, he's been showing his ass off. Uh, but Les Miles, most coaches in general could really care less if their kids are doing recreational use, because that's like what you might go out, depending on who you are, ethnicity, uh, party scene, who you hang out with, what kind of area that you're in, as far as the 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 U.S. goes. That goes for you smoking marijuana often or every once in a while, cocaine every once in a while, often depending on who you are, pills. You know, wherever you're at. If you're out here in the Bay Area, that's probably something that you have done. Uh, depending on what kind of scene you're into. But clearly, that's not that big of a deal. Why? Because random drug testing happens in NCAA, which means that it's probably not going to be you. Because there's a lot of people in the NCAA. The chances that it lands on you and not some red shirt or someone that, if it does happen to, nothing really changes. They just do it to say that they're enforcing the rule. It's probably the case. It's not really going to be you. Uh, but the big thing, the big kahuna, is the welcoming committee. First off, their welcoming committee isn't some some they have players that are on the team watch over the recruit. You come there, you hang out with that guy. He really doesn't want to hang out with you anyway, so he pawns you off on a lesser teammate. that has no choice but to do it because he wants to still be in with the team. So they just walk him around campus, take him to class with him, uh, show him the ropes of school, whatever that may be. And then at night, they all hang out. You know, you get drunk with a recruit. This is what you do. You take the recruit out with you. You get fucking drunk. You smoke a little weed. If they're into fucking cocaine, give them a little blow. That's it. But you always want them to have sex. If you can get your recruit to have sex with a girl, they're more likely to come. But you always kind of have the same general principle. You get drunk on campus so that you can have sex with a girl that goes to the school. But Les Miles figured out this is kind of a 50-50 deal. Depends on the girl. It depends on the guy, if he's open, like that. If he's not fucking square. It depends on the girl, if she's a hoe or not. If she gets drunk enough, who knows? Who really cares? Les Miles figured out, I'll make it 100% chance that this guy gets laid. Why? Because we're going to have our welcoming team be women. They're going to be the girls on campus. And they're going to show the students around. And they're going to take them out to lunch. And they're going to fuck them. And you have to fuck them to seal the deal. That's what he's figured out. So in essence, Les Miles is a pimp. Now, you would go, oh, a pimp. He gets money from the girls. Let me tell you how this works out. Les Miles and Mike Gundy, whoever the coaches are and let's not even put those two out there. Most coaches, whoever has this same scheming plan. You don't get the money directly from the girls. You're not charging that player to have sex with that girl. But if that's a high recruit, and by having sex and by having him have a really good time, he commits to that school, you get a high recruiting class. With that high recruiting class, you hope to get wins. With wins, you hope to get bowl games. With bowl games comes money. The money that you get from those bowl games will, in return, pay dividends for you. Because you win more games, you get better TV options, your school gets more publicized, you get a bonus as a coach. Not to mention, if you're a really good coach like Les Miles is, you get a contract extension. You don't get no measly contract extension. You're getting a few million thrown your way for a few years, And who's to say? Being a millionaire coach doesn't sound bad at all for college. Part-time babysitter. You have no real connection with most of the kids because they're in and out. You really don't want them there too long. You're getting paid to be a babysitter for a few years. Who really cares? I mean, a few hours a day doesn't hurt anybody. It's not like you're a real teacher. You're just kind of having practice. Then you leave. That's it. You get millions for that. So that's how the money cycle works. Not getting a hand over fist that way. But recruit, commits to your school. Your school gets high recruiting class. With that high recruiting class, you get wins, hopefully. With the wins, you get bowl games. With bowl games, you get the TV, you get the public appearances, you get your school gets blown the fuck up. Ask Johnny Manziel, and then you get the money back as far as bonuses, as far as contract extensions, things of that nature. So, Les Miles is a pimp. That's what I got out of that whole thing. All right? You guys enjoy that. That's me breaking it down to you. One-on-one. Homie X. We out.